everybody. This is Sister Love Show, sister brother today. I'm 𝐒𝐤𝐿.
And I'm Antoinette.
And we have a special guest, and your name is?
Faiad.
And today we are going to be talking about growing up in America, being born here and having African parents. So please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe.
And Mom, don't get mad.
Yeah, Mom, don't get mad.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, you too.
So let's get this started. So how was it for you guys? You were born in Sierra Leone.
Yes, I was.
You were born here.
Yep.
No, was you born? I thought you were born in Sierra Leone.
No, here down on the crazy coast down in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm the only real African. Okay,
I'm done. See, that's the problem. And I was born in Alexandria Hospital, but my parents are super African. Oh God.
You mean our parents?
I have one.
Our parents.
one moderate, one modern parent, and then one archaic African.
I'm done.
Y'all, he just used a big word. Go
Super
Google it.
Super African.
Super African.
Oh my God. But what do you remember though? Like, what is it like you remember growing up? Like something that your parents used to do, you were like, oh, why?
The cola nuts everywhere.
Cola nuts, like,
I
that thing was so bitter, but apparently it makes them it has like caffeine in it. It like gives them energy.
I don't know. Eat this. Never.
You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty.
For me, one thing that my mom always will remind me: you are not American. I don't want you to act as such. I can't even act. I can't even do anything. My mom, you're on everything. You're not American.
Yeah,
that was one of the things that I remember.
We are African, so we do it this way.
Right? Oh gosh, yeah. Or I could say something that was really funny. I remember like my neighbor, growing up African. I mean, my mom is off the chain. My neighbor was cussing out her mom. My neighbor was Caucasian. And she was
going in.
She was calling her mom the B word, cussing her mom. And mind you,
shut up.
I had just got out of school. I think I just got out. I was home. I was eating my food, minding my business. I didn't even do nothing. And my mom called me. I said, "Come here. Listen to this, eh? If you wake up,
no, if you
go to sleep, you dream and you tell me to shut up, you better come and apologize." I said, "Mom, what did I do?" I was punished. I didn't like that girl.
Girl, I know you didn't like that girl. It was very.
My mom was so. I feel like she was so stressful. Like she was just stressful. Like she's just crazy. I mean, I love you, but you got your ways.
Yeah, but one thing that I will say is that I do like the morals and values that they did instill in us to make us better people. I mean, not everything that they talked about or that they did, I agree with it. But like values such as, I don't know, saying hi. We talked about that on the last video. Like things to respect other people and respect yourself. I do like that they did put that in us. Not to say that only Africans do that, but they were very by the book, what they grew up with. Some of the things I did appreciate as an adult now.
I feel the same way. I think that a lot of the times for a lot of things that I did or growing up or didn't do was because I was scared the hell out of my mom.
Yeah, I was scared of my
mom. But at the end of the day, as an adult, I do appreciate that now because I'm like, you know what, I could have turned out this way, but you know what I'm saying, I'm better off this way because of my parents. I do give them a lot of credit because of that. So yeah, I do feel that way.
Yeah, and as you guys know, like our parents came here from Africa, so the reason why they come here is to have a better life, the American dream. And the American dream is going to school, making money and all this stuff. So they did pound on us that you have to go to school. So with that being said, I was going to George Mason and I remember like, I used to sneak out to go out sometimes because I knew my parents, like I couldn't tell them every time that I wanted to go out because it's like, oh, you're doing too much, you're in school. So there was one time I had to decide with doing something or the other, whatever like that. But I got upset because I wanted to do the other with my girlfriends. And my mom, got mad and called all my girlfriends and told them that 𝐻𝐤𝐿 doesn't need friends.
Whoa.
She did. She said 𝐻𝐤𝐿 doesn't need friends. You guys are not doing anything with your lives. So don't bug 𝐻𝐤𝐿 because she needs to study.
That brings up a good point, because I think when they came here, they had an idea of what the American dream was,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But everybody's idea of the American dream is different.
It is different.
Definitely.
And she came here, and what she wanted for me is different from what I want for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Is different from what her grandparents envisioned for her. You know what I mean? So, did you guys have that conversation? Or was there, what they thought you were going to do, and then ultimately what you went to go out and do?
No, not to cut you off. It's again, I don't. Maybe let's not say Africans as a whole, because you were able to have that conversation with Auntie. But for us, it was what they said, and that's it. So they knew it was school. You're going to school.
And my mom, we really never had that conversation.
Oh, okay.
It was more, life is a playground. There are certain milestones you have to hit. As you hit those milestones, have as much fun as you want in the meantime. So grades was always, get your grades, and if you get your grades, you can do this, you can do that, and it almost made it so that life would be a party, a nonstop. You want to go here, you want to go to King's Dominion, you want these backpacks, you want these shoes, bring me good grades, we get it.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, then maybe, like Pavlov's dog, right? If you didn't, then life was really terrible.
Right.
And you're not getting your TV, and you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
What is it? Reward and
punishment.
punishment.
I actually believe in that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm rolling with my kids.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do for school, and you're doing good. Then guess what? We do whatever. I travel with you in the world. I do what you want.
You want to do something crazy,
but you
eccentric?
do crazy.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Your grades good?
My son. So last year they started giving him laptops to school, like they're giving him the Chromebooks or whatever. So like he's playful and he's a smart kid, but he's a very playful kid, and he tends to be forgetful because all he's thinking about, I want to go play with my.
As they should.
I want to go play. I want to go play Fortnite or whatever. So for like a week, this boy didn't do his for 3 days.
Oh yeah, I remember
he didn't
that.
do his homework. Right? Every time I ask him, you got something to do? Because normally before they would give him paper homework, but now it's all on the laptop. And, right. So he was trying to get past.
Flex.
Yeah, he flexed to see how much he's going to flex. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of flexing, I did flex as a child too, but I'm going to say that after this. But and then the teacher sent me an email saying, hey, your son hasn't done Monday through Wednesday homework. What's going on? And I said, what you mean? I asked my son, do you have homework? You said no. Girl, he never forget that. He was grounded, boy. He ain't never gonna do that again. Matter of fact, every day I say you don't have no, he click. Mommy, see? Look.
That's good, right? Hey, I had the same thing. I tell you, I remember the Tuesday packet one day. You remember the Tuesday packet? You gotta bring home the Tuesday packet. Your parents gotta sign it. We received the packet. Your teachers, what they would do is they would put all the, you talking in class? All right, we're putting that in there. Oh, really? You're not listening to me? All right.
Oh, you got one of those?
In the Tuesday, man, I had one teacher, I won't say her name, but 3rd grade, and I don't know what I did to this girl, but she straight hated me.
Damn.
So Tuesday packet came. One day I realized I saw mom signing checks, and hey, I shouldn't be telling people I saw forgery, but I was like, you know what? That little slip, I'm pretty sure I can mark that up. So I marked that up, turned in the Tuesday packet, marked that sucker up, turned in another Tuesday packet. Then one day, parent-teacher conference.
Oh, no. I haven't seen any of those.
I was toast.
Yo, Faiad, I gotta still know that. So that's why I said I was trying to flex. So, and mine was really dumb, okay? It was chewing gum in class. Like, I wasn't supposed to chew gum in class.
Yeah.
And they kept telling me to chew gum, and I kept chewing the gum. So my teacher was like, you staying at school, you got detention. I came home, my happy behind I was like, Mom, I gotta stay after school because I'm doing extra lessons with my mom.
Girl.
Look at me, my daughter, look at you. You're doing the extra, Mom. I'm so proud of you. Again, talking about how education is everything. So she thought,
you doing what you're supposed to
she's like, look at you. You want to stay after school for extra stuff, get your study on. I'm so proud of you. That teacher, I would not say your name, but you was messed up. 7th grade, Saturday morning, my mom had just cooked sweet potato leaves, man. I was about to kill it. The phone rang. It was her.
Saturday morning, though.
Saturday morning.
Messed up your
What
whole
are you
week.
doing on Saturday morning? Mess up somebody's life.
You know what I'm saying?
I think she was like, this girl, she took this detention too soon. Her mom, something. She called my mom, said, dude, as soon as I had just put my hand in the pot, like to eat, okay? She called and I picked up. I wanted to be like, but I couldn't say she's not here because she was right next to me. I was right next to her. I was like, man, the moment she said her name, I just rolled my eyes and I was like, oh my God.
That's back then when you could have hung up the phone and just left it off the hook.
Right.
No, I couldn't. My mom was right there. I just gave her the phone the whole time. My appetite was just.
Well, I don't
done.
think she was expecting the teacher to call.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, you guys. Oh my God, that was my thing. I think after that, I don't think I got in trouble again after that. Like my mom really likes. My mom didn't really hit me, like African people would little smack you or whatever like that. Mom didn't really hit, but mom would yell at you for days. And sometimes I'm like, I just want you to beat me for real, and then we don't not have to discuss this ever again.
Oh no, you'll hear it 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Dude,
you'll hear it.
I mean, it was just for me growing up here. Again, I grew up in Africa where I had everybody doing everything for me. And then I came to America.
See, that's the thing. That's my point. Why? Why would you come?
My mom wanted me.
Yeah, she wanted.
And at the time too, they had a civil war.
Yeah.
So, but at the time I missed my mom because my mom came here. My mom came here. I was 4, and my mom came into America. I was 4. By the time I came to America, I was like 11 and a half, 12. So we had spent a lot of time apart, and I did miss. I missed what I thought. I didn't know my mom. Coming here was a struggle for me because I didn't know my mom. I mean, I spoke to my mom all the time, but it was all on the phone. Like she didn't know my personality, and I didn't know hers.
Right.
And I was a spoiled brat coming here. I really was. I mean, I came here. I had everybody doing everything for me back home, and then when I came here, my mom was like, "Oh, well, you don't have maids. You're gonna have to do what you gotta do."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I did felt like with my parents, I felt like they did put a lot of limitations on me. And this is to this day, and I told Khadijah this, and I said, I would love for my daughter, if you guys have that conversation where she agrees to babysit for you, that's cool, but I'm not going to put that on her. Yeah. Because I felt like my parents did put a lot of limitations on me, and it's not like they mean to, and it was just the resources that they had. Yeah. It was like I came to America, they kind of put it, you have to take care of your little ones. Yeah. Where I was used to people taking care of me. You just put all this responsibility on me, and I wasn't used to it. I couldn't play sports after school. I couldn't do stuff because I had a thing. I had to come home
and be with the kids.
And I felt like, to be honest with you, and again, I don't want my mom to feel bad for this conversation. She didn't have a choice because she needed me. She needed to work, and but I'm just saying, like, I felt like I didn't have a legit childhood. Yeah, I felt like I didn't because it was like I'm always here taking care of your children, and I want to be a kid. Yeah. And I felt like I wasn't that.
But I think that also played out in you becoming an adult and able to have that freedom. It does play out to that. And that's why I think I have a lot of the limitations I had on my kids. Like, listen, like we said, you do good grades, you go to your friend's house. You can do what you want. Your friends can come here. What I mean, there's limitations to meaning do what you want. But I mean, like, you get to live your life as a kid. And I really want that for my kids because I really feel like you didn't have it.
I didn't have it. And again, I can't really blame my parents because at the time that was we had to do it because they were working and they felt like they were working to provide for us, but they also need to put in consideration that I needed to live my life as a teenager. Yes. And I didn't get that.
And I know there's a lot of families going through that. I mean, where the oldest child has to become the second mommy.
Flip side, with me, we had Jamil, which was, and Jamil is a full-time job. That being said, he is a complete monster. I love that boy to death. Everything he does, may God bless him continuously. Awesome. Yes. But in order to get him, into a point where he can be as amazing as he is, it took effort from everybody. Right. You know what I mean? Put in. We also had grandma at the time, who, she caught gangrene at her leg, and being the fact that dad's not there and mom's working, so who do you think's taking care of grandma? Who do you think's taking care of Jamil? Who's you know what I'm saying? So and it's not to say that mom wasn't there to help out. Mom is always there to help out, but this is the same thing you say.
She has to provide.
Rob childhood. That's a lot of stuff mentally to take. On. Yeah. I gotta help grandma. I gotta wash her. I gotta make sure her foods are microwaved, microwaved on time. I can't tell you how many times I went. baseball. Oh wait, hold on. No, I gotta go take care of this.
Yeah.
But that being said, hindsight 2020, looking back on it now from where I am, the moments I spent with my grandma doing that, you know, were worth more than anything. And at the time I didn't, you know, it's like, oh, grandma, you know, and we would sit and have moments and she would tell me all these stories and the richness I got out of that. I don't think the lesson she taught me, I still use to this day, and I never would have had that had I not given that, you know? So even in that, did I want a childhood for that? You know what I'm saying? Did I not get it? And now I feel like I live a very whimsical life, and maybe that's it now, right? Because I'm trying to relive that childhood that I didn't have. You know, who knows?
Well, I'm sorry, maybe my grandmother thought differently, but I had two ungrateful kids.
But I'm not. I'm not.
No, I'm just playing. I think that I did feel like I do. I think it's because of that. I've always considered her being my first kid, but I think maybe that's how our relationship it is for what it is. But I feel like for me, I wish they were a little bit more linear.
Yes.
And I will say from you guys, I always you saw me. I was able to get away with a lot, and I did a lot, and it was. We never really, on our side, I never really had to hide anything. It was, this is what's going on, and we would discuss it and go on. But they held you guys down.
You were a boy. You were a boy. You were different.
Fairly
But I don't know.
And I know what you mean by that. Yeah. What I mean by you different, our parents who treat us differently.
And you guys are also girls.
I'm sorry, yes.
Girls,
I'm not coming and saying, I don't want to do that because you got boys and you trying to say, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But I see it to myself too. If you have a little girl, if God bless you with a little girl, if you want more kids.
No.
Exactly.
There's 24. You're being monitored 24/7. I don't give a shit about the laws. You're being recorded. I'm monitoring the phone calls.
I'm done because Dad wanted to do
tracking.
that shit.
Side note, Nadia, if they need it, I'm tracking you down anywhere, anytime.
No, I'm done.
We do IT in this motherfucker. You know.
Oh no, Nadia, I'm sorry.
No, but on the real, like, I think I just really, we're coming back to our parents. I really feel like they should have been a little bit more lenient with me and let me live a little bit. I understand. I do. We all put in as a family to make a family whole. Like even with my kids, I tell them, listen, it's just three of us that live here. I need you guys to help me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I need you guys to help me out. Pick up after yourself. I'm not asking you to do the extra, but you're getting older. I need you to do a little bit more. The older you get, you do up a little bit more because it's just us. I need you to help me out.
No, right.
And I wouldn't have had another way helping my mama. My parents, both of them, did a great job with us because they provided.
Can I interject?
Yes.
So she started letting her kids clean at like 8 or whatever the age is. But when it was just me and her at home, I was cleaning at 6. I just want to let you know that whatever she was feeling about her parents, she put that on me.
Yeah,
okay?
I was mad. No, I was mad. No, I did. I was mad. Like, why I gotta do it all the time? I was mad.
I don't know how.
And I was really mean to her at some point. I was because I was feeling like, why is it me? You know, why do I gotta do this? I didn't used to do this. But at the end of the day, like growing up though, I feel like that taught me the way my parents. It taught me to be a better mom to my kids. I do things that I'm like, okay, well, I do some things that my mom taught me how to do and how to be a woman, how to raise kids because she did a good job with us. But at the same time, there are things that I'm like I felt like
she could have improved that, so let me do better.
Yeah, so I'm doing better towards that. You know what I mean? I'm working on. I instill some of the things that she did. She raised me with because she did a great job. Yeah. But there's some things I'm like, I don't want to put that on.
But again, we were talking earlier, and it's like, our parents, they grew up in a time where, whatever, and then they had to come here, and then they hustled, and they may not have known better when it came to raising us. So now when we have our children, there are some things that we'll take from that and some things that we're going to leave behind.
Well, I will tell you something, though. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'll tell you this. I felt like you and Sam had it really way easier than I did. And first kid, this is not being an African parent. This is not being anybody. First kid are always, I feel like first kids are always experimental. Yeah. First kids are, you get crap on because your parents don't know nothing yet. And they just like, whatever they feel like at the time, that's what you get. That's what you get. And I felt like as you guys get older, you guys things got more lenient.
Yeah, they did get.
They got more lenient
because I was able. Sorry to cut you off. I was able to because I didn't. Me and Isan were not too far apart, so I was able to like go to that Sweet 16 or play tennis, regardless of you believe in me playing tennis or not. And I was able to do those things here and there. Yes, I will give them that. They played you.
Did you see? She said they played me. They did. But you know what? Though again, I like you said. To be honest with you, as much as sometimes I'm like they could have done better, but like at the end of the day, I can't change the past. But I feel like I did learn a lot from them.
We have a really interesting perspective here. You have 3 different perspectives, right? Because you're born in Africa,
right?
You know, and then you're here, but then you have the 2 parents, and I'm here. Same situation, but with the 1 parent, right?
Right.
So for you, like that would be a question I have. Like you, from our side, looking at you, you had everything, right? You had like both parents there. Your dad was always there. How for you saying you felt like your childhood was there? Like what is the difference between that? How would you feel in how looking back? You know, did you feel like you had it made, or everything was like that for you, or easier than what we were going through?
I'm gonna say this. Because I always told her, but like they didn't let you go to the parties or they didn't let you go. But for me, I was like, you got everything. You got a brand new Eclipse. You were able to go to college, go to a 4-year college. You were able to do these little things because you probably jacked that up for me. But I wasn't able to do that. But then they were lenient with, is that what you're...
All the stuff I had, nobody bought that for me. I hustled to get it. So when my car, I paid cash for my car. The reason I went to work at 13, illegal, drove a bicycle, went in the back of the laundromat and washed clothes.
Yeah.
I did that rain, snow, sleet because I wanted it so I could say, hey, this is the first thing I'm able to do on my own.
And also being a single parent, a mom, and you being the oldest boy, maybe she put those expectations on you as being a man.
No, it was.
She didn't, or you put those expectations on yourself.
It was. I want a car. She goes. What? I was like. And here's the thing, right? In America, where we grew up, we grew up in a WASP area in Reston. There was a bunch of affluent people. Everybody's getting BMWs and this. And I go, Mom, can we get this? And she has a very frank conversation with me. Baby, I love you to death. You're doing everything right. You're getting grades. I want to give you this. We don't.
But we can't
afford it.
Yeah.
Now what am I supposed to say? No, thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. How much are they? Okay, well, do you really want one? We have enough time. Okay, so how do we do it? And then, okay, if this is really what you want, then you're gonna have to give up weekends. Is that something you're willing to do? Yeah, I'm willing. I want this really bad. Right. All right, well, let's work on it. And then I went and I got summer jobs and I helped rake leaves. I helped do snow shoveling. Then it came time where I was old enough to sneak in a job. I snuck in a job. I remember I was getting $200-300 every 2 weeks. I squirreled away every single money I had, saved all my checks, cashed it in. Maybe was missing like $500, and my mom was like, "I'm so proud of you. I got you."
Right.
And then so it wasn't she gave me a car.
Yeah.
I got myself a car.
I think I worked for that car.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Because I remember our family did have dollar stores and I was working. I worked for that car. Yeah. So no, it wasn't handed to me. Okay. I worked for the car. Okay. And babysitting y'all, I worked for that car. I worked for that car.
But the thing is,
my parents, and I would always say, one thing that my parents did make me feel, they didn't make me want for nothing.
Yeah.
And I am super grateful for that. And I think that's why nothing is big on my eyes. Like I don't see something and I'm envious of it. There was nothing that I wanted that my parent didn't provide for me. If their parent, like you said, like your mom said, if they didn't have it, they would tell you they didn't have it. And when they can, they will.
Yeah. Side note, great life lesson. Great life lesson. Buying the car, yeah? Fantastic. What happens when the car breaks? Nobody ever told me that, and that's why I'm really good at cars now, because the car's broken.
You had to learn.
Mom's car's broken. She's like, that's $1,500, and she'll look at you real stupid, like
oh,
okay,
child.
Yeah, I need money now to fix the car, and then this whole, and then so it taught responsibility.
It does teach you responsibility.
Well, on our side though, being a female, and maybe I shouldn't look at it. Our dad, he was the type for till I left my ex. That's when I started taking, because after I left my dad's house, changing my oil, getting my car detailed, getting the state tags, I didn't know anything about doing all that. Dad took care of all of that.
Yeah,
he did.
Good man, Uncle.
He did. He took care of all of that. Where I had to like. Now I'm like, oh my God, I have to get my car decent, but even though when I did get married too, it was like my ex was kind of took over that department. So like there's certain things that when I grew up, like my parents they did, like I said, I mean the babysitting part sucked, but everything else was fine. And mom needed to stop having dinner parties.
They're legendary.
No, she didn't. Because she had dinner parties. She the one doing all the cooking. I gotta clean before they get there. I gotta clean after that. I hated that.
Honestly,
stop having dinner parties.
Okay, but I will tell you this
that's
because
the foundation of this family.
Well,
honest to God, those dinner
yeah, because y'all want to
She-
go to my mama's house and eat her food.
yeah, but she was thinking she was the only one. Try having mama do 𝐒𝐲𝐿. If y'all don't know what 𝐒𝐲𝐿 is mommy was cooking basically, and she was hustling. She really was, and she would sell it. Like she'll go to different companies where she knows that African people work, and she will sell the food because she was real hustling. Like she did. And we all know how mom is when she cooks. 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning. I was in the kitchen making fry. If you don't know what fry, it's like fried fish and like banana cake and all that stuff. But it was just hush puppies. Okay, American. So
Yeah, you keep trying to talk Creole like you're good at it.
I am great. Well, I don't know. How do you fry? Okay, she was making fry.
I don't know. Maybe finger foods, hors d'oeuvres.
No, see, I'm done. No, but it was tough. I mean, having mom, she likes to host. She loves to cook.
She does,
and it's
that's all
very
great.
hard on us sometimes.
That's all great, mama. We loves you, and that was all great. But you was making people clean.
Yeah, no, that was a
But
lot. And then another point that I do want to bring. Oh, what was you gonna say?
My point was after doing all that, and I think I got to like 19, or I'll come on for the summer. I looked at Khadijah getting older. I was like, I am doing nothing else. Y'all do it, and I refuse to do it.
Well, with that being said, like, our parents are very like, I don't want to say sexist and get in trouble, but they did treat me different, or treat us different as girls.
They expected a little bit more from us when it comes to household.
They expected a lot from us as girls versus our brother.
I think you guys definitely had a more traditional
Yes.
upbringing
yes.
in that sense.
Yeah, but
it was very frustrating to me
frustrating.
because, like Vero said, she did, and she earned that. She was like, at 19, I ain't doing shit. Khadijah, you're older to be taking care of this stuff. But for me, it was like, that's too much of a responsibility. Especially
But it wasn't just you I was saying taking it. Because I used to get mad. It was just like, I'm like, you guys can share the responsibility, and it could be different. It would be
right. But they
easier.
didn't care about us sharing the responsibility. And even if they did share the responsibility, it was still on me to do everything.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I felt like was not fair. And when I would voice that as African parents, oh, so you don't want me to tell you what to do, or you don't want to help me, or it's your blessing you're finding. And I get all of that, but at the same time, I'm not thinking about all that. I'm thinking about, I need help. Because I
You
did
ain't thinking about blessings?
I am thinking about blessings, but at the same time, nigga, help me. Because at 16, I was working and I was in high school, and then I had to come home, and like I said, mom was doing the 𝐒𝐲𝐿, so I had to take care of all of that. And when you ask my little brother to help, it's like, okay. And when you get upset about it, they get mad at me.
That's because they're the baby.
We
We going through
I
the
think
same thing.
I think every year
We got full grown children running around, and in some aspects we are full grown children too, and in other aspects, so there's give and take with everything. I did the same thing. I got super mad at my brother anytime he didn't help out, because I'm like, it's me, you, and mom. Dad's not here. It's on me. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's just us.
Yeah.
Help out, right? But it was never. And nothing on him. It's just not in his wheelhouse. That being said, there are certain other traits that he has that he does excel in. And I think our parents, being in the brother-sister range, you're like, oh, well, we both are in this together. But being in the parent, you're almost like a captain, right?
Yeah.
There are certain elements of the people you want to pull out. And the firstborn, they kind of gave you leadership, right?
Yes.
The secondary ones, they're a little more whimsical. They're able to go more in the philosophy, the music. They're more artsy thinkers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In our family, I think they kind of duplicate in that a little bit. So
Okay, I'm going to change the conversation a little bit. Just still with the parents and growing up here. What about, like, did your parents ever talk to you about finances? Like, do you feel like you...
Yes.
No,
actually,
he's the wrong, to ask that.
No, I want a different aspect because...
My mom, we had a few real important financial literacy with everybody, not only African Americans, but the United States as a whole. It's something we don't discuss. And my mom did an amazing job for what she had. In any instance, one thing she really did was teach me finances, and not so much in the traditional way. We played games, you're right, and some of those games were hard lessons. There was one time she gave me a credit card, right, with a max limit, and knew I was going to toast on it, and I went to Mexico and bought drinks for everybody. It was fantastic.
I'm done.
That being said, the 2 years it took me at that point in time in my life to pay that money back, right? She didn't help me. It was, that's you. You did this. You need to pay it back. And then she set up little sandboxes so I could fail, and then taught me about it. Well, this is how we save.
Okay.
Remember when I told you to keep that, and you decided to buy a video game, and then this didn't happen? Well, now you want those shoes. You can't have those shoes, right? And it's not. And it was never the fact of she didn't have it to give it to me.
She wanted you to learn.
This is your money. Yeah. And as I got better with it, right, I got able to get houses or cars or trips I want to go on, and oh wow, but as a kid it's involuntary. I want candy, I want this, I want that. So she played a lot of games, and it helped tremendously. We're still trying to do, and who's to say if it works on everybody, because we try it with my little brother, and well, actually he's young, so he's still got, we still working on it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like for us, our parents really didn't have that discussion, and I think that every parent, whether you're African or you're non-Africans, I think everybody should try to teach the kids the importance of saving and financing and how to balance your money. Don't spend what you don't got, basically.
Yeah.
I think if
she ended up teaching me about it,
because I had to learn the hardest way. As it was what it was. But like, again, it boils down to what our parents didn't have. As you know what I mean. Like, I know that your mom is Fulani, and I'm not really. You know what I mean. Full of people are very
money conscious.
They're very money.
So I can understand why she was like that. But my parents, they didn't have that. Nobody came to them and talked to them about finances and nothing like that. It was like, so they didn't know that they needed to have that conversation with us. It's like the same thing in our last video. We talked about sex and our kids and stuff like that. And I don't feel like nobody had that conversation with mom. I really don't believe that nobody had a conversation with mom.
No.
So how could she know what to do with us when that was never instilled on her?
Yes.
I will say something else too. And my dad, he honestly helped in this too, because he has a lot of business ideas that require a lot of capital, right?
Okay.
So in order to get that, there has to be a shrink time, right? Where you're cutting back on your expenses. You're not boisterously spending money. You're not going and spending extra for frivolous items. It's not getting the bag of chips at 7-Eleven. It's what do you really need, right? Breaking it down to its main points. How long do we need to save to hit that? And he would go through these stints and cycles when he would be home, every other year. So I would see him squirrel away insane amounts of money in it. Little shade. He would squirrel insane amounts of money in a short amount of time. So that always kind of give me the hustler's ambition, I would kind of say, right? Because we have one side that's super saving and super fiscally responsive. We have another side that is able to assess huge sums of cash in short periods of time. So at that, it gives you a different view of it, but they're always very open about it. It wasn't like they're paying bills and didn't hide it. If I left the light on, you know how much that costs me? Right? And they were very frank about that. And you go, oh, well, okay. As a kid, you just leave the room, but you don't realize that light on is actually charging something. So, okay, let me turn that off. Let me help mom out, right?
I need to work on that.
Helps out.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I do. And then
with your kids?
Yeah, with my kids. But okay, my thing is this, since you had that conversation, I'm still trying to figure out how to teach my kids about money. Because it's hard for me, because I feel like my kids want something and I'm able to provide it. I do get that because they're good kids.
Yeah.
But I still want them to be
able to work for it,
able to be financially responsible, and they're young, but it's
like
never too young.
Yeah.
So with you having both end, like how would you talk to your niece and nephew about
first thing I would do is I'd give them, you're gonna help mom out washing the dishes, right? That gives you $20. This is your $20. Give it to them. Give them a wallet. Boom. and then you forget about it. If they lose it, if they throw it away, whatever, that's their money. When they go to the store, Mom, can I have this? Do you have your money?
Okay.
You don't have your money? You can't have it. Let's go. Oh, you left it at home? Okay, well, let them cry it out. Take it out of the store. Next time they come in, we're leaving to go. Did you remember your wallet? Oh, yes, Mom, I remember my wallet. Okay, great. And then as they have it, you have change now. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to keep it?
Right.
Are you going to put it all, the coins? Do you want to place the coins in another location to keep them for another thing, or are you going to keep them in your pocket?
Right.
He'll put them in his pocket the first time, then they'll lose them.
Yeah.
Right? And then these are the things that will happen, and this is money. You work for this. Every time, and that was something my mom, one huge lesson she taught me was, one birthday I don't even remember what I asked for, but I asked for something that was way too expensive. And instead of saying, no, I couldn't have it, she said, absolutely, I can give it to you. However, I want to explain to you, that costs this. In order for Mommy to get that money, I have to be gone this long.
Amount of time, yeah.
Do you want me to be gone this long to have this? And I love spending time with my mom. We were best friends. We went to play in the playground. I go, I got to lose you for that long to get that? I'm good. I don't want that. That value. And now I learned about value, right? It wasn't worth it for that.
Yeah.
Now, if I have disposable and then you get into other topics. But for me, at that point, it wasn't worth it. And yeah.
But what do you feel about your kid paying you rent? Like, you give them the $20 for the dishes, and then they give you $1 back, and that money you take to save for them for school. They don't know that.
Now, that's another finance that you're hitting a very...
Because I really want to do rent for my kid. Like, I want you to pay me rent.
Now,
really? And I told you about that. I want them to pay me rent.
There are a lot of options on this. Now, one thing my mom would do is, and this is... But she's an angel. She would have me pay her for things. You owe me this, right?
Right.
Or whatever. And I would give it to her. And at the end of it, 9 times out of 10, she would give me the money back.
Yes.
Right? Now you have this. What? But I thought I was paying you. Yeah. Right? Teaching me that lesson, right?
Yep.
It was never about her taking the money from me.
Yes.
It's about setting it up. Now,
Yes.
if you're doing rent in that sense,
that's what
you're
I wanna
holding
do.
rent money for them,
Yes.
and then you do everything right. It's time to go to college. Guess what? Here's your college fund,
money.
right?
And they're like,
boom.
where did this money come
That's
from?
right. That's a right way to teach finances, right?
Yes.
Actually, I
But
wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
the other side of taking rent, right, is where you just take rent to do it to help you pay for things. I don't believe that's true because I think
Not that way.
we
have
got
our
here
own money
because they took care of us, right?
yes,
And ultimately, it's our duty to take care of them
Definitely.
at their point.
Yes. No. The only way I would take rent is that money is going aside for them for school, for college, or whatever they decide to
do.
Jab
on them, hit them, pay me that money you owe me, right? Teach them about bills, teach them about that. You got to pay it. And then
because I want them to
realize.
be financially responsible. And also, not only that, Dad did make us responsible because at a certain point we did begin paying him rent.
Dad was definitely the worst bill
Yeah,
collector
he
we've
may
ever
not have taught us, our parents
taught me responsibility,
but responsibility, because I did started paying rent, and when I graduated from school and was able to pay for these things, I took on more responsibility, like phone bills and stuff like that. So, which really did help me. But if he never did that, because he took care of everything.
If I'm taking care of 9 things, come on.
No, he did. He took care of it. And I think when
expensive.
I came back home from school or whatever like that, when I started working, it was like, okay, well, this is what my parents said. So, like, at first I had a small room, and it was like $400, okay? So, but me, I like the streets. I used to like the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to get out, and y'all was helping me go on them streets. But I like the street, and my mom used to be on the couch like, don't go to DC today, my child. Please. I drew about you. But
I'm paying.
No.
If I'm paying.
Well, no.
Well, they weren't thinking of it
like that. You can pay.
They don't care if it was.
It didn't care if you pay rent or nothing. You're still my kid. I tell you what to do. But you know me as being my mom, like being the child and my mom, which I'm still afraid of. I always tell people this. I say for real, I'm scared of my mom, and I am old right now. But when she said don't go, I'm like, Mom, sure, I'm not gonna go. Sure, but I'm bouncing. I wait till my mom used to go to work at night, so she would go to sleep, and I'm like wearing my flats. I tell my friend, I won't even drive my car.
Yep.
Y'all, I was slick with it. I won't drive my car because my parents see my car in the driveway, they think I'm home, right?
Yep.
Because I used to just be in my room and lock myself. So a snake, I know. Oh gosh, you guys, I don't want my daughter. Oh God, my mom.
About sneak outs.
My mom.
Again, this is why I'm monitoring everything.
So my mom, got my friends to park like 3 doors down, and I'll sneak around. Oh, I'll tell Khadijah. I used to throw rocks on my sister's window to come if I left my kid.
Like 3 a.m. and I'm like 4 a.m. Let me not even, because the club get out at 3 and you was out till that time. And I have to wake up and open the door, and it was so annoying.
Let me ask you, would it have been different if they let you? Because, for example, my mom let me. She knew I had a fake ID.
Oh,
I would go like if anything happened, Mom, this is where I am, and she would come
this
to me.
This is what's scary.
This was what the problem,
because
I said that I wanted when I was saying like the babysitting and all that thing. I don't per se, like it was something that my parents had to do, something I had to do. I had to help them out. Everybody in the household had some type of responsibility. My parents worked, put food over my head, a roof over my head, provide everything for me. But my contribution was helping them out with the babysitting. Mm-hmm. You know, they might not have been able to pay for all the stuff that they gave me if they had to pay somebody else to watch
of course, yeah.
So for me, I feel like, but I still wanted them to give me a little bit of a lenient room, which they didn't give me.
Yes.
And I think it would have been different if they did.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Because
I really believe so.
We already told Mom about this story, so I'm going to bring it up about Miami.
Oh, so
yeah,
I went to Miami, and speaking of, that's why the
you
dialogue.
want to have an open dialogue with your children.
The open dialogue
African
for me
parents.
is very, very important, and it's important because I did it. I didn't tell my parents why. I would put that on Khadijah. Yo, something happened. Just so you know where I'm at. Yeah. I always like telling people where I'm going, and that's even though it wasn't my parent because I was scared of them to let them know, but I would tell Khadijah, and I would let her know, like, listen, this is where I'm gonna go. This is what, so she would know if something happened. She'd be like,
okay, Mom, this is what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
The real truth. If
right.
anything.
I went to Miami, and I lied to my mom. I was going somewhere else, and I went to Miami, and I popped it up or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. And till I had kids before I was able to discuss that with my mom, and that's bad.
Yeah.
And if something would have happened to me, she would have never known because she made it.
And she would have been it would have felt so much worse.
Worse because she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it was bad. So I want to be able for my daughter and my son. They want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I want them to be I want them to tell me. So I'll be like, be careful. Who you going with? I'm aware of more. I know more because I know because my mom didn't know where I stayed, where I went, what I did, what I didn't do, or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. But I want to be able to help when my daughter's like, hey, I want to go with my friend, blah, blah, blah. Caleb come to me. Cool. So who are you going to be with? Where y'all going to stay? What's going on? Let me know. And I'm not saying that my kids, even with the open dialogue, kids will lie and try to get away with things. Yeah. But I want it to be a lot more like that.
Where you do feel comfortable to come to your parent and say, hey, Mom, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, I'm mad right now, but we'll work through it. Or we'll get... it's the same thing. But we didn't really have that with Mom and Dad because I had to sneak out. Sorry, y'all. I did go with responsible people, but I wanted to be able to tell y'all, hey, this is where I'm going. So
so when she was telling y'all when she going to my house, she wasn't there. But anyway. But on some real note, like I feel like I feel like dad is dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still scared that they're scared, but
your dad?
Yeah,
dad don't play. Dad, he'll tell you straight up.
You're like a TV dad.
Okay.
No,
play it.
To y'all, like that's how everybody loves Mom, but they just don't know.
It's like everybody thinks you're the cool mom, but then you're like,
like Mom.
Actor is the goat.
Yeah, Dad is cool. Let's not.
Dad is cool.
But when it comes to his parenting and being serious with us, he's on a whole nother level.
And even till now, I feel like for me, to be honest with you, I think that Dad used to get mad at us a lot more now that we're older because he didn't have the grips that he had before.
Yeah.
Before
he was able to
everything Dad say, that's what we do. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm an adult. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do. I will listen to you in fights.
Yes, and not to be disrespectful.
Not to be disrespectful or anything, but I gotta figure out my life and what works for me. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't something that he wanted to hear. He wasn't. I don't think wanted to hear. He wasn't ready
for that.
But I think slowly but surely he's coming around. But I think it took him a long time for him to get to that place to say my kids are actually adults.
Okay.
Yeah. And I need to really loosen that grip.
Yes.
I love you and everything you've done for us and instilled in us. Mm-hmm. And it's been bad.
You said you're not an adult?
Yeah, I'm not an adult.
I'm done. You are to that hard.
Everything you've been installing us, it's great. But at the same time, I feel like now you should let whatever you've taught me.
Yeah.
Let me
Let
bring
me
that
live
out
that.
into the world. Let me
Yeah,
show
let
you
me live
that
that.
you
You know
did
what
a
I'm saying?
good job.
You did a good
And
job.
they did an awesome job.
You did, because I mean, like, to be honest with you, I'm thankful for them every day. Like, just them being there. Like, even recently, like, I came into some, some issues. Like, I was able to call my dad, and he was able to help me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because now he's starting to be a little bit more open with the dialogues, and he's talking to us, other than just get upset and don't talk to me because he feels like I need to listen to what you got to say.
And I think with you guys having both parents there, they were engaged in parenting, right? But for me and my mom, it was me and my mom and everything else going on. So it was always kind of like us clicked up. It was like us versus
The world.
other versus
the
them.
situation.
Yeah.
So we were never really on different pages about anything. There was never anything I couldn't really tell her,
Right.
because she know what I'm going to do before I do it,
Yeah.
right? And in that, we were always I don't know. So
Well, I
that's
wish
awesome
I had that with mom
Yeah.
at the beginning. I have that with mom now.
Yes.
Not to say,
but see, that's the thing, right? Like, it's the void of that situation that we had that created that.
okay.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
okay.
So it's born out of that I don't want to say darkness, but it was just me and her there, right? If he was there, then they might have been engaged in parenting, and we wouldn't have had that relationship. Would me and her have that same connection where it was, hey, it's us versus the world? You know what I'm saying? So there's no need to lie in that sense, because
You're my friend.
exactly.
As well as mom, but you're my friend, and I can talk to you about these things.
Well, that's what I was saying, though. I wish they had a position where it was like one parent was, there was a
The
male
alpha.
bad cop, right?
Because you had two alphas.
Yes.
Oh,
Two
God.
alphas.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very two alphas, and so it was kind of like I needed my mom to be more. I mean, now though,
do I take
but
instruction from?
but as we grow up, even now, like it took me a long time to even use the word sex around my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like I needed her to be that a little bit, be the mom, but be a little bit lighter on that department when we were growing up.
She was quick to say, "I'm not your friend, I'm your mom," which I believe
Which is
that,
fine.
But there was sometimes like, come to my defense.
Yes, which is fine, but I feel like I think like she was hard because that's how she knows. But I wanted her to be a little bit more loosened, so the conversation could, like, for instance, my sister told her I like somebody, and she refused her to go to a sleepover.
I told her. Well, mom was the one. She pumped me. I'm your best friend. You can talk to me about anything. I promise. Da 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 da. I told her I had a crush on this boy in middle school, and then my friend had a sleepover. She said that I can't go to the sleepover because she thinks the boy is going to be there. Mind you, it's an all-girl sleepover. The mom, she's very old school, and it was just her in the household. And there was no boys. It was strictly a girl sleepover, and she refused.
See, and that's the thing, right? I'm over here saying no because the African in me is like, no, don't let that happen. But I'm looking, right? That's not okay, right? But going back, if I said the same thing to my mom, not only would she let me go, she'd have a conversation with me beforehand. Afterwards, we'd have a debrief. She'd take me for ice cream, and
Your
then
mom
we'd go
was
in the car.
not. Your mom is not African.
But she has
American.
been
I'm
here
sorry.
since.
Like, your mom
when?
is not African American. My mom, till this day, yesterday, my kids decided they want to go spend night over my friend's house, like their friend's house.
Yeah.
And mind you, it's a single mom household. It's just her and her older mom and her kids, and the same age as Nadia and Caleb, one boy, one girl. My mom is still not. She doesn't know the friend. I know her, and trust me, I am very strict with my kids, and I know what household they go to. But I know the lady, and I love her, and I love her kids and everything like that. And and mom still is like,
Why do you let her go spend the night?
This is gonna. I'm like, Mom, if I didn't know, you gotta trust my parenting. If I didn't know that's what's going to happen, or if I didn't know this is a good person, or if I'm not really aware of her parenting skills and how, trust me, it wouldn't have been happening.
You also have to trust your kids, though, right?
I do, and that's another conversation.
If
yes,
something untoward happens, and not that you want that, but do they feel that, hey, afterwards, this is what we did, there was something strange that happened, they talked about this one word I'm not quite sure of, and then flip over, then you can, navigate through a little bit.
I do trust my kids, and I would say this in the sense,
they do talk, like they
do talk to
they be
her.
telling their mom a lot.
And I do talk to my kids, and I remember one time they went to their dad's house. Caleb, because this is what they do at home, he would just open the door on me. Like, he just opened every door. There's no knocking here. It's just me and them or whatever. Yeah. He accidentally opened the door on his Dan's girlfriend.
Okay.
And she was just wearing an underwear and a bra. Man, he came home, he told me, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to, but I think I saw her.
Caleb cursed. He cursed upstairs. He was playing music or something like that. He ran. His mom was nowhere to be found.
I was downstairs.
He could have kept that to himself. He ran downstairs. Mom, I said a bad word.
No, he did. I was down here.
She looking at him like
nobody
would have known.
I was legit downstairs. He was upstairs playing. He ran upstairs. He said, "Mom, I said 𝐒𝐢𝐿 stick," and it makes him just singing the song. But you know, when you keep telling yourself, my reaction was like,
for real.
No, I started. I wanted to laugh, but then I was like, it was good that you told me that.
That's the relationship you want. You
but
want
that's
him
what
to be that open with you.
But that's what I
gonna
like
do
that. I like
yeah.
when he tells me that. He's snitching on his sister. I like that too.
Yeah.
You know, but I always tell him to. So like, I think that because I didn't have that dialogue with my mom that I wanted to growing up,
You were trying to create that.
I'm trying to create that with my kids.
And
you know
those are the things that we talk about. Like, we take on some things that our parents do and we leave some things out and we add our own. We create our own traditions and values and stuff for our family.
What are things you didn't like? We obviously, you know, you wanted more freedom.
I wanted more freedom.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably what it is. I wanted my parents to treat me more like a kid, like not give me so much responsibility then. But then again, as an adult, I do understand why they needed me to do that. But like, you know, I because of that, I had a lot of like negative feelings towards my sister and my brother, because I felt like you guys had it easy. I don't want to hear your my daddy don't like me today crap. Okay,
Right.
I didn't want to hear your stuff because I felt like I went through a lot with that. And the dialogue part, I was kind of like, I wish my mom was like, you know, sometimes my friends would tell me, oh, they had this kind of conversation with my mom. I felt like I wasn't able to do that. And that was kind of like a sucky thing because I'm like, I was scared to tell her anything.
Yeah.
But one thing I did like though, my mom said something to me until this day, I use it. Even though me and her didn't have an open dialogue, she said something to me I will never forget because I got in trouble and I used that and it was important to tell all your kids. It doesn't matter, my mom said to me, even if you hurt somebody, you kill somebody, God forbid, you come and tell me.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out. I'll help you.
We'll figure it out together.
I'll figure it out for you.
No, my mom had the same conversation.
She said, and
she meant it.
She meant it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
real stuff. And till this day, I so thankful. It saved my life because I got into something, and it's not a discussion that I want to have right now.
No, of course.
Yeah.
And if my mom hadn't told me that,
When shit hits the fan,
Oh,
don't take it yourself. Call me. We're on the
I
same.
feel like I would have
Oh,
done
and she
something. I
definitely
would have
did
done
it.
something to myself if my mom wasn't there to be like.
She definitely did. She said, whatever it is,
Whatever
come
it is,
home.
come
We
home
got
and
this.
tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling y'all something. That is something that you need to tell your kids. Like, look, if you whatever it is, we'll figure it out.
Don't be
together.
like these kids strung out on drugs somewhere. I'm too embarrassed to come home, or I'm homeless. I can't
Yeah.
take it, or
Yeah.
I need money, or I'm in a situation where I might have to do something. I feel like no, never that. You call me no matter where you are. Come get you. We bring you
speaking
home.
of that, as is in parenting. Again, my parents didn't have this open dialogue with me, but one thing I do feel as a parent, if let me say your kid goes to a party, kids are gonna do dumb stuff. Kids are kids, and what would you? I feel like I would tell my daughter. I mean, this is out of I would tell my daughter. Speaking of drugs and stuff like that, I'll be like, "Yo, call me, please. I'll come pick you up."
Oh, definitely.
I don't want you to be. Speaking of dialogue, I don't want you to be afraid not to come tell me.
Yeah, if you did happen
If
to
you had,
drink
if
at
you
a party
did
or
what
do
you did,
drugs,
and you
whatever,
know you
call
can't
me.
drive. You know,
Yeah.
right now I don't feel safe because I'm unsure. Please
Call me,
because I will be there. I would be more mad if you drive drunk or you let your friend drive you home drunk.
Yeah.
Or yet you hurt yourself. I won't be mad. I would just be sad because now my kid is hurt.
Right.
But it's like, why put yourself in a predicament? Just give me a call. We can figure it out
Together.
the next day when you're so. Because I'm not gonna yell at you when you're drunk because it's a waste of time. I'm gonna wait till you're sober.
Hungover, we gonna be speaking loudly so you can feel
yeah.
that.
Oh no, I saw that on a TV show and I loved it. The mom was like, no, sleep it off, right?
You calm down, then you go for ice cream. Then the next day I yell.
No,
at you. I wait till you're sober minded so I can.
I saw that in what is that called? Oh gosh, I forgot the name of the show. The little girl got drunk at his party, so the mom find out. She's like, "Oh, all right, let's go ahead sleep early morning. Oh, you think you're gonna call out of school today? No, you going to school."
Yeah. That's a big
She opened the window, making you go and handle that. You want to be a grown person, do what a grown person do. So, but like I do want to continue having that conversation with them about drugs and about being, just being a damn parent. I'm scared. My parents didn't. God bless y'all.
Yeah.
They didn't really have that conversation with me or whatever like that. But it was like an unspoken word. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, they were like, you don't do that, and that's the worst thing you can tell
Somebody,
a
kid, because you want to be able to
Because
tell.
then you get inquisitive.
Yeah, you
and
like,
things
I want to
that.
know.
What is that brown bottle that drinks all the time?
Right.
Well, that's the Guinness
But
now, right?
Yeah.
You drink it, you have a
But
little
yeah,
fun.
I think that's what it is. I mean, I feel like for me though, I do want to have that conversation with my kids. Like, I'm not condoning. I would never condone because I'm gonna be really on them with that. But because you gotta start talking to your kids. I learned now, guys. Because every day my kids are growing, and it's getting scary for me out there because they're turning to be teenagers. And, I mean, preteen soon. I mean, my daughter's about to be middle school, and I'm hearing some really scary things about kids.
Yeah.
And
you worry about Natty.
And your niece is very pretty, and you got to be really worried about that.
I know, I'm the hunter here. I gotta
She
stalk all
is
these
like,
people.
I'm telling her, and I know like everybody knows her in school, like she's Miss Popular, whatever. And you know, most of the times with popular kids, things happen or stay in trend. And I'm telling her, I want her to be a leader. Both of them, I want you to be a leader, not a follower.
Yes.
Let people follow you.
That's super important for you because the things that happen with leaders, they're exposed to certain elements of society way earlier than other people, right? They kind of want to push you further along. They want you to mature faster, so you have to be ahead of the curve to talk to her about these things. So when it happens in the wild environment of, you know, outside of the environment you provide here in your home, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to be able to identify something that's untoward or pass at you? Are you going to be able to identify harassment when it comes? And these are things that you have to expose them before the world exposes.
And you're absolutely right about that. I just, not only exposing them, I want to be able to expose them and talk to them about that, but also like having say, you know what, we all make a mistake. I want them to also not be afraid. If they do decide to get that drink when they're at their friend's party, my biggest thing, y'all, is like, I don't want my daughter to be like, oh my God, I'm going to get in a car or get in somebody's drunken car and drive, and they're all drunk and something happened. So I know mom is sleeping and it's 2 a.m. I would be mad, but at the same time, please, y'all, I think I'm doing this because I am scared. My kids are growing up so fast and I am worried. It's getting scary out there, you know, because I see my kids right now, everybody's telling me, oh, your kids are so good, your kids are so good. And guys, I'm not just saying this, trust me. Your kids are such good kids. Your kids are such good kids. But I'm like, I hope they continue
to be that way.
Positive reinforcement.
And then another thing too, I want to talk about, because we're talking about being an African. I feel like I am an African parent, and I'm also, gosh, I am not as emotional as most people, and I'm the type of person that will call my son a punk if he cries. And sometimes, like, Kelly cries for everything. He's spoiled. He's like not the baby. The thing is, like, it bothers me because he's like almost 5 feet. He's only 8. He's 4'11". He's like 4'10".
He's a big.
He's like my big baby. But he's the sweetest kid, and he like cries. People, and I get mad at him. And then his sister be like, "See, here you go again. You being a punk."
I will say there's a line.
So how do because one time one of my cousins said something to me that meant something. He said, you keep telling him to be hard.
Yeah. You don't want him to switch.
You don't want him to switch.
When he switches, you can't turn it the other way.
Yep.
That's what he said to me.
Like, because when you come to him, he gonna be cold, and it's like, damn, I want more from you.
Honestly,
so how do I change that narrative? Though? I want him to be tougher and not be such, I don't want him to be aggressive. I want him to be able to, my thing is, I want him to be able to defend himself.
Coming from coaching and having a lot of sweet giants that you want to play, you know, the center of you know, the football, or the football, whatever. You want him to really engage in that. You have to teach him there are times where he can use his power. Not all power is violence.
Yes.
Right? There's strength in there. Caleb, you're a big, strong man. Help me lift these groceries. You know, that's strength. Can you help me move this? Figure out he can use his power for something positive.
You know what he said? I gotta do everything.
Wait to the world.
I gotta do everything, mommy. I'm like, what you mean, Rodney? You ain't do nothing. You don't even know how to practice like 3 hours today, and now you want me to pick up these groceries? You don't like me? I gotta do everything.
I can't with him. But you don't want to turn that.
But I think the thing is, so my scary thing is when my cousin said that to me, it really got me to look at myself. So I do not try to tell him to be. I just said, Caleb, I just want you to be able to defend yourself
and use your voice.
I want you to be able to not cry, but be able to defend yourself, and you know what I mean?
For everything, because
kids,
he can cry.
Kids,
but not for everything.
Because kids are mean, bro.
Yeah.
Kids are very mean.
Yeah.
And I want him to be able to defend himself, not somebody. They're gonna be like, look at you, you big and you crying. So it's not like I want him to be all hard and I'm a gangster or a thug. You know, you grew up in Brambleton, boy, you ain't hard and a thug. Okay. But what I'm trying to tell you is I want you to be able to say, you know, defend. If somebody come at you,
and
defend
use
yourself.
Your power in other ways.
Right.
To defend yourself. No?
Yeah.
As parents.
You want to come in?
No, I don't want to come in. You guys are parents. So as parents, I guess having that conversation about drugs and about alcohol, how can you have that conversation with your child without coming off and like, I'm the cool mom, like, you know?
I don't
feel
want
like that's something that my family struggles with. Be like, it's okay, like you can call me, you know, if you're drinking and things like that, and you need me to pick you up. But yet, how do I still have that barrier to be like, I'm still your parent at the end of the day?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not cool. Okay, so
True.
my thing is, I'm your friend when I feel like it's the right situation, but I'm also your mother.
Okay.
Now, when I'm trying to tell you, I will pick you up if you do that. That don't mean I'm gonna whoop your butt the next day for doing that.
But see, that's the thing, though. Like, if
maybe I'm not saying.
No, you're right in how you're saying it, right? But me knowing, and I was the wild one, right? So if my mom had that caveat to it, then I'm not calling you.
That's what
Right?
That's what I'm afraid of.
So, but I could call my mom because there wasn't that caveat. It's after, and here's something she brought me up on. Make any mistake you want in life. Don't ever make the same mistake twice.
Right.
So the first time we're gonna have a conversation. Hey, and we grew up with alcohol around us all the time, right?
Yeah.
So let's put that on the table. There's alcohol around us all the time. All of our parents, everybody drank a little bit, so we were exposed to it. If you wanted to drink, you could have had one. Did any of us really go and steal our parents' brew? No, because it wasn't that. It was environmental factors of friends doing it.
Yeah.
So then it's not about the drinking, it's about the decision making, right?
Okay.
So if you want to have that little fun, that's that, but the decision making is you need to come home safe, and you can call me at any time to get home safe. After that, we're gonna have a conversation about drinking.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. What I meant by whoop your butt was the after conversation about how we're gonna
how she would react to the situation.
I
not
didn't like
say, I'm gonna whoop your butt, but I'll come get you. No,
Yeah.
not to be. I'm not your friend. I love you. I say I'm your friend, but like when need be, there's a little bit where we can laugh and joke about certain things. But I'm still your parent. Matter of fact, I'm both parent, and I gotta be twice as hard for both. I gotta be the mom and the dad. I can't have a good cop bad cop. It's all me. So for me, when I'm having that kind of conversation, I'm gonna pick you up, but there's consequences to your actions. That's my situation. It's not gonna be like if you make the decision to pick up a drink or pick up whatever. There's always consequences to your actions, and I want my kids to be aware of that.
Because at the end of the day, we just want them to know that we hope that you don't try it. This is not what we recommend that you do.
But if you
do it, we'll be there.
I want you to
What
be
do those
safe because at the end of the
consequences
day,
look
I want you to be alive when I'm having that conversation. I want you to know that your drinking alcohol and driving has real consequences.
What do those consequences look like?
What they look like is it's not about because when your kids get to a certain age,
you can't do that. You have to talk.
What am I going? My son is already 5. My son right now is almost my height. How am I going to beat a guy who's probably going to be 6'2", 6'3"? What am I going to do? And I'm 5'3.5". What am I going to do?
You got to do what you got to do. I'm sure.
They used to make fun of me, like my cousin that used to make fun of me because he's always been a big kid. They said, you know, if he done something, we come to you. What we gonna do? Kill him? Don't do that to your mom and kill him. Be standing over them, like like
no. But what do those consequences? Like a consequence?
For me, your consequences would be will take away your car, take away your phone, things that you love.
I don't have kids, but coming from the side of the freedom side, right? That's not what happened on our side.
Okay.
On my side, if that happened the next day, like I said, she's gonna make breakfast. That day's calm. When we're both calm, she's gonna ask me, so did you feel like you needed to do that? What happened?
Your mom better than me.
No, then she's gonna take me.
But that
no.
could be a good
Here's the
approach.
terror that comes, right? Is now she's gonna take me to go see what happens to junkies.
Okay.
This is a junkie. Do you know what that looks like? Here. You want to know about it? Let me give you all the information.
Okay.
This is what drug rehab looks like. These are great prominent people that lost their lives. These are prominent people that lost their jobs. This is somebody that died. Do you know your uncle that died? All this happened. And then next time I look at the drink, I'm like, well, fuck it, I don't want that shit no more, right?
That is a good way to do it.
You don't have
That
to.
is actually
And she never had to do it like that. She could outsmart me, and that built walls around what I was allowed to do.
Again, I didn't have that.
wasn't
I didn't
allowed
have
to do.
that. So, you know, I'm trying to be better than what I think like my parents were going to be,
Yeah.
so be a little bit better. But I didn't have that. What I've seen is
Because it was like, no, don't drink. That's it.
that was it. There was no explanation.
She drove me right into Chocolate City way back. This was
I just think I'm alone.
this was DC. This was DC back during the heyday.
it was
Drove me
horrible,
through
yeah.
the city. Said, "Hey, look, see that guy on the street? That's what happens when you drink too much.
Yeah.
This is what happened." And after seeing that 2-3 times, and then seeing my dad how he got the days after he would drink heavily, you're like, "Oh, well, all right." And then
That's
it's
why,
just
yeah.
not something you wanted to do anymore.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
basically, what she did was teach you lessons and let you
Yeah.
see how you want.
But
Basically, the decision is up
but
to you.
isn't that how some people have sex talks? Like they put up what herpes look like and then show the kids don't have sex and
Why?
or have sex and this is what you get.
Well, I honestly, I do believe in reward. I think for me though, I think the way your mom did it was.
I do like that.
I
That's
do
a
like
good
that a
idea.
lot,
'Cause
and-
that's helpful for me.
I think that's the first time you do it because you know kids are stubborn and I don't know, man. Because some kids you were different. I feel like I'm different. There's some things that I'm like I'm not gonna do because I'm a different person. But there's some kids that be like, oh well, I guess she did that, but I'm still gonna do this. I feel like that would be the first time you do that. Okay, this is what happened. This is what's going on. The second time, because I do believe in reward and punishment. You decide to do dumb things.
My mom was always a hunter, right? So if that happened and I do it again, then she knows it's not about the alcohol. It's not about the whatever, right? It's what are you missing? Why do you feel you need to do this? Because really you use that as a catalyst, but really you're trying to cover something else.
Something else.
Right?
So
So
what is
there's an
wrong?
emotional conversation.
Okay.
And she was always so vested in me, right? She wants to know what's going on. So it wouldn't have happened twice. It never happened, you know. It was, hey, did you want to drink? And then we went through that, and then at that point, it was really, you know, like a mute point.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, I guess that's something that you know. But you know what though? I know I got a temper, so I know my reaction was going to be.
Yeah, because that's why I'm like,
I
I
think-
don't
I
even
think-
know what it would be when I get to that point. I do like the ideas, and I would try to do it.
I will try. I mean, I think, but again, because I think parenting is you're always learning.
You are always learning.
You're always learning to be a better parent.
I mean,
and
our parents
you gotta
are
keep
still learning.
you gotta keep growing with that.
Yeah.
Because there's always changes
Yes.
in your kids, and you also have to grow, and they're growing, and you know they're becoming their own person.
Yes.
And for me, I feel like I don't know how my reaction. The truth is, I do want to do where I'm like, okay, well, you do this. You know, you want to be an adult, and I do believe in the reward and punishment, and I'm going to make you somehow. But my thing is now that you guys have brought up that I really didn't think about. What if now they're like, okay, well, mom is going to punish me, then why should I even call her when it's time to pick me up?
Yeah.
And that's a conversation. That's just something that I need to really, really sit down and really think about to see how I'm going to
Approach it. Yeah.
because that's
I mean,
a tough situation.
Yeah. So this topic, I know we're gonna always have things about our children, things about our
parents.
African parents. So we'll come back with more, you know, whenever that is. And yeah. So I think that's about all. Any more points you need to add?
No.
Any points you need to add?
Just y'all help me.
I know. Anyway, so like, share, subscribe.
This would be where the subscribe button is under the YouTube, right there.
What is it? Yeah, that's it. Subscribe, y'all.
Subscribe
And like.
Thank you so much, Faiad, for being here
Thanks,
with
bro.
You
us.
gotta talk about that girl who.
And our Lisa for the question. We love you for that. That was a very good question because it's difficult to be the friend and parent. Like, no. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.